Welcome to your AI college. Today we'll learn about what is a LangChain. So LangChain is simply a framework which is useful for creating an AI application. Simply like we have a Spring Boot for creating a Java microservice, same way we have a LangChain for creating an AI application. Now let's just understand what problem we have and how LangChain is solving this problem. Assume your company asked you to create one chatbot application for their customer. Example, you're working with Amazon and Amazon asked you to create one chatbot application where user can come and ask for a product suggestion based on their use cases. To build this chatbot, you would need LLM, and there are many LLM providers in the market. Some are open source or some are proprietary. LLM providers are Anthropic, OpenAI, Google, and Facebook. And there are many more. And each one of them provide a different set of LLM model. Now each of these providers give a different SDK or different API contract. Now if you build your chatbot application with a one specific SDK, example you have used Anthropic SDK and created your chatbot application, and tomorrow your organization decide that you wanted to go with an OpenAI now. Now again you have to change your chatbot application to make it compatible with the OpenAI contract. Now let's just first build our first chatbot application, and we will using the open source LLM models. First we will build our chatbot without a LangChain, and then we will see how much code change is required to support another LLM model. And then we will see how we can implement our chatbot application through LangChain, where changing an LLM model is pretty easy. Now to run open source model in your local system, we would need Olama. Olama is just like an Kubernetes. With the Kubernetes, we run the pod and we pull the image. In the same way, with Olama, we pull the model and run it. Now let's just install Olama. First, let's download Olama for Mac. You can go here, select the Mac OS, select the Linux and Windows depending on your operating system. I'm using the Mac, so I'll going to use the this link, and then we can go to the our terminal, and I have already installed it, so I don't have to hit it again. So let's say after this you can hit enter and install it. Now after installation you can perform a different command like Olama list. This will give you the available models within your system. And now if you want to pull another model, let's say I want to pull Olama pull qn3, then it will help me to pull that model. Let's just do a fast forward. Now as we have installed LLM models in our local system and it's working, let's just build our chatbot application on top of it. Let's initialize our project. Let's just create a one directory like called a chatbot. Go to the chatbot, and I hope you are aware of the basic Python commands uv and all this. So we'll just say uv init. Okay, and if I do the ls, you will see the main.py file, toml and red.md. Let's just open this project into the PyCharm and then let's continue. Now we have opened our project into the PyCharm. Let's just write a quick code to connect with our LLM model. So for that, we need to import from Olama import client. Okay, and we need to add this package. So we have to do uv add Olama. Okay, now we can just pull this client. Now we can just say client equals to, I mean, we are just making the connection to the LLM. So I just say client equals to, then we can just say host equals to http colon local host colon 11434. and then I can just simply print chatbot started. Then I can just simply write print uh, type exit to quit. Okay, and then we can just start a one while loop, while until it's true. We can take a question as an input. I'll just write this. It gives if question is equal to exit, then I have to just break, just send the client dot chat. Okay, sorry, now we have to do chat, and we have to select the model we can select is qn3, and now we have to give a messages equals to, I'll just say messages, and now let's just define these messages equals to empty array. Why it is an array, that I'll explain you later, but right now assume it's just an array of messages we have to give when we interact with the LLM. Okay, let's say messages dot append. Okay, message dot append, then let's start this, and here we go. We have to define the role is like it's a user message, then content, and content equals to question. Now we have message. Now this client will give us a response. Okay, so we are taking as a response, and now let's just print the response. So to print the response, first we have to get the message, and then we have to get the content. We have to get the content. Okay, this is the simplest kind of a chatbot application that we can build. Let me just run it. Okay, so let me just say hello. It's taking a little time. Let's fast forward. Hey, it worked. It gives the response. So this is the simplest chatbot application which we have created without using any LangChain. Now we want to change the LLM model in our chatbot application. And let's see what all changes we have to do. Let's move the model to Gemini model. Now let's just move this code to support Gemini models. And for that, let's just make the code change. First, let's import the Gemini from Google. So I'll just write from Google import Gemini. And for this, we have to add the package. So let's say we write UV add Google Gemini. Okay, packages are got added. We can remove this Olama. Okay, now we have package from the JNI. Now we have to just create the kind of client from the JNI dot client, and here we don't have to give the host as it's not in the local. Okay, we have to give the API key, and we just write your Gemini key. Okay, then this print statement remain the same. Chatbot started, type exit to quit. This can remain the same. Then we'll start a loop, right? And then we take a question or take a prompt, and if it is a exit, then we'll break. And then we have a messages, right? And here we have this message dot append, and here we are appending the message in this format. This format is for like Olama chat applications, but here we are using a Gemini, and Gemini support different structure for the message, and the structure is instead of this content, here we will have the parts, and again the parts will be an array, and in that array you will have, again you have to define the text, and then your question will come. Okay, so that is the another change that we have to do. Now the way that we call our chat application, that is also going to change. So instead of writing client.chat which was supported into the Olama, Now here we have to write client dot models dot generate content, and then here we have to give model. Let's say we give Gemini hyphen 2.5 hyphen flash, or then the content we have to give like contents, and we have to give the whatever the messages that we have. Okay, so and now the response also is going to change. The structure we had with with Olama will not be same here, and here it will going to change with like this, that we have to do like response dot txt. Now if you compare it with the old code, here all these like the way that we are hitting, or the way that we are giving the message body, that is changing. The way that we are taking the response and parsing it got changed. Okay, and then the way that we create its client, that is also getting changed. So it means like if we move if you created your chat application with one of the LLM model, and tomorrow if you switch to the another LLM model, right, so you have to do lot many changes in your chatbot application, and that's the problem which going to get solved with the LangChain. Now in the next video, we'll see how we can create this chatbot application with the LangChain, where just we can just change the model name and it will just work out of the box. Now let's just write our the chatbot application using a LangChain. For that, let's just first install the LangChain. So uv add LangChain, and let's also install the package for the LangChain Olama. Uv add LangChain hyphen Olama. Okay. Now instead of this, we will going to write from LangChain hyphen Olama import chat Olama, right? And then we don't have to create a client in this way, so we'll remove this. Okay, we will just write like LLM equals to chat Olama, and in this we will just give the model equals to Quen 2.5, and then we will 2.5, and then we'll give some temperature. What is the temperature? That we will discuss later, but as of now you can just give it the value to 0. Okay, and then you can write like print statement chatbot started, type exit to quit. This all remain the same. I will take a question, right? And if question is equal to exit, then let's just say break. So here we have a list of messages, and then we used to append our messages in this structure. And this structure is different for each of the LLM providers. Like we saw, this is for Gemini, and for the other Olama, we have the different structure, right? But if we're going to write with the LangChain, we don't have to write this hard kind of a payload. We'll just say human message, and the we'll just say content equals to question, and that's it. It will just work, right? And if you change to any other LLM model or any other LLM providers, you never have to change this, right? So this is the beauty of LangChain will handle all this complexity internally. Now we used to call our LLM model in this way if we were going with the providers SDK. But if we go with the LangChain, then we can just do it in the simple way like this: LLM dot invoke LLM dot LLM dot invoke, and just give the messages. That's it. You don't have to do anything like client dot models dot generate content and anything. It just give out of the box. Okay, and it will also give the response, so you can capture the response in this like this, and you can just print the response like this. So if you change this model, right, and if you change the any LLM providers, right, you never have to worry about the response structure. You never have to worry about the input structure, right? They'll all will be consistent across your different models and anything in the LangChain. Okay, now let's just give a run to it. Okay, I'll just say hello. We got this response, and if you see the structure, this structure remain the same if we even if we change the different LLM providers. Now let's just try with the different LLM model. We can try with three. Hello. See, so here we got the answer with the QN3 model, and the structure is also same as we have seen with the previous model. Now, if you want to switch from Chat Olama to OpenAI models or Anthropic models, so let's just take example. You want to switch from Olama to OpenAI. So what we have to just do a same very simple thing, which is UV add LangChain hyphen OpenAI, right? And then we can just write from LangChain underscore. I say LangChain underscore OpenAI and chat import chat OpenAI. Now we can just change from chat Olama to chat OpenAI and just give GPT 5.5 and temperature remains 0, right? It has nothing to do with the model, and everything remain the same, right? Now whatever the response structure that you will get from here, even if you're using the GPT model, right, it remain the same whatever you have been getting into with the chat Olama. So this is how the LangChain made easy of integration with any LLM providers. I hope you have now understood the significance of LangChain. Though LangChain solve many problems, but we have just discussed about the integration problem. If you like our video, please hit a like and subscribe for more. Thank you for watching.